If you weren't counting. What's up, everyone? This is the energy we're talking about. If you weren't counting, this week marks round 2 of the playoffs and week 9 for 5A and 6A teams. He's Corey Mose, I'm Eli Abdubai, and you're watching Overtime, brought to you by United Supermarkets, a place we might be visiting to grab some ingredients for Thanksgiving next week.
Yeah, man, I can already taste that honey baked ham. But I call dibs on making the mac and cheese, okay? I'm gonna call my mom up and see how she makes hers.
Yeah, listen, I have all the trust in Mama Mose, but I don't know about the mac and cheese if you're making it.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be rude.
Okay. Do y'all hear this, guys? This is how he really treats me, just so y'all know.
Okay, well, guess what? You don't have to worry about bringing any pigskin because our game of the week took care of that.
It's time for Market Street's Game of the Week.
Our Game of the Week reporter, Jonathan Polasic, is covering Wink versus undefeated Wellington and Sweetwater. How's the drive out there, John?
Now, it was a pretty uneventful drive, just a straight shot down I-20. A little long, if you ask me, but let's go ahead and get to what we're all here for. That's some high school football playoff action, and boy, did this matchup tonight live up to the hype. 2 10-win teams in Wink and Wellington, and it was nasty, it was physical, and it was everything that you expect the playoffs to be. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at those first half highlights. Round 2 of the high school football playoffs in Texas. We've got 10-win Wink taking on undefeated 10-0 Wellington out here in Sweetwater, Texas. Wink starts off with the ball. Quarterback Cannon Gibson hits his man Gray Munoz running the corner route, putting Wink up 7-0 early on in this one. Meanwhile, on Wellington's first drive, they marched right up and down the field against this Wink defense, punctuated with this run right up the gut. Mark Ramirez with the score, but Wink would still lead 7-6. Later on in the half, Cannon Gibson with his best Houdini impersonation, throwing off his back foot, finds his man Jordan Talley, giving Wink a 14-6 lead. After a penalty at the very end of the half, Wellington with an untimed down, and they would capitalize. Creighton Killian launches one. It's a jump ball, but Wellington would come down with it. Mark Ramirez again with a touchdown catch, and it would send this game to half, tied at 14. Let's hear from Coach Gibson after the game. Here with me now is Wink head coach Brian Gibson. And coach, this is obviously not the outcome that you were looking for, but you played a real good team and your boys absolutely fought tooth and nail. Just how proud are you of them tonight?
I just love them so much. Those dudes give us so much. We were shorthanded all year long. You know, our depth was thin all year, and dudes fought through so many pains and injuries. They gave us everything they had every day, day in and day out. And I'm blessed to coach these men because they're destined for greatness. And they learn to fight like that, like they did right there, and fight all year like that in life. They're going to be in good shape. And I know that when they leave Wink High School, they're going to have the tools it takes to be successful.
Unfortunately for Wink, it's the end of the line, but they've got a lot to be excited about in the future. Now, the Wellington touchdown at the very end of the first half is pretty much what swung all the momentum over to the Skyrocket side and allowed them to take control in the second half. Your final tonight from Sweetwater, Texas, Wellington 34, Wink 28. Eliab, Corey, back to you.
Great coverage as always, Jonathan. And before you go, we're having a little Friendsgiving. Would you be down to bring the turkey, maybe?
Yeah, turkey's a little much for me to do just by myself. I like venison a lot, so that's a little bit easier, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring that for y'all instead and let y'all get a taste of that.
All right, well, thank you, Jonathan. For those who don't know, venison is apparently deer. I'm a city boy, so I had to look that up, but Corey, you still planning on bringing that mac and cheese, maybe?
Are you serious right now? After you just disrespected my cooking skills earlier? You know, we're gonna start turning into rivals nowadays,
oh, okay, all right.
Like this crosstown matchup between Midland High and Midland Lee. Now here's a beautiful look of the Friday Night Lights. Shout out to 4K Visuals for that one, as Midland High was looking to upset the Lee Rebels. And at the beginning of the first quarter, you would have believed it could happen. Bulldog Bully Ball helped Mateo Houston reach pay dirt not once, but twice in the first quarter to get the Dogs an early 14-0 lead. But Mikey and the boys got things popping with Shamar Davis, shaking and baking would-be tacklers like a spider monkey, word to Ricky Bobby. He turned on the juice and was dripping down the sidelines for the first Rebel touchdown of the night. And they wouldn't stop there, as Mikey finds a wide open Christian Romero, who presses his nitrous button on this third down play, galloping his way to the crib. Lee would come back and win this one 63-40.
Now jumping over to Permian, taking on San Angelo Central. The Panthers were hungry for this statement win and potentially setting themselves up to win District 2, but the Bobcats, they're undefeated in District 4 a reason. They put themselves in good position early, and, just when it looked like they were gonna score, Permian, come on now, breaks their hearts with this pick at the goal line. They'd ride the momentum to a big-time win, and they take first place in district with the win.
Gotta love that. Abilene High versus Odessa High now, as the Eagles flew to Ratliff for this bout, and they moved the ball through the air to get into scoring position with this sick catch between two defenders. That would set up a QB sneak on the 1-yard line that would barely cross the goal line, but all you need is just one piece of the ball to touch, and they did. 7-0 Abilene. Matters would get worse for the Broncos, backed up on their own goal line, and would get caught in the end zone for a safety. OHS just couldn't get the offense going, losing this one 29-7. Tough loss for the Broncos, but what a great win for Mojo.
Yeah, seriously. Defeating the #1 team in the district is a big statement because, well, now they're the new #1 team in the district. So we'll take a look at other teams that made some big impressions after the break.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
News West 9 takes pride in reporting facts, not fear, in every single story.
Because the truth's important, now more than ever.
And your trust means everything to us.
Facts, not fear, only on News West 9.
Welcome back, family. Now, Corey, there was another marquee matchup in six-man tonight between Garden City and Westbrook. So the Wildcats are tough. So let's see how GC did in the Bearcats with one of the coolest intros in 1A, by the way.
Smoky.
Yeah, that's sweet. And they got the offense going with a bit of a physical play right there. But like I said, Westbrook is a powerhouse this year, and they played like it. The Wildcats dominate for the W, 46-0.
Now, Abernathy, it was a neutral site for six-man tonight. This one for MCCAMEY and Wheeler. And right before the half, 14-7 Badgers, the Mustangs holding them at the goal line for a safety. That makes it 14-9. Now, strike up the band here for a long halftime performance. And Eliab, I used to play the drums back in my good old days. Just throwing that out there. And Noah Torres, they'll take the handoff, and he'll blast through the defense for a big gain before he's taken down. MCCAMEY would actually come away with a close win here and a great one, 34-31.
Seriously, wow. Now let's check in with Jeff Cordell's squad as Crane-faced Childress, the Golden Cranes, came in with energy. They got off on the right foot, and Jackson Willis just showing off for the crowd, launching this one to Ronaldo Cervantes, who just makes the sweet diving catch. That might be a top play candidate, I don't know. Crane faithful showing their love, and Childress would respond with a touchdown of their own. Crane made it close, but it wouldn't be enough. Childress 35, Crane 25.
Now, Rankin traveled to Big Lake to play Sterling City, and the Eagles struck blood first. Cross Niddle found a hole in their first play of the drive and skedaddled to the house before the streetlights came on. Eagles lead 8-0. Now, but on this ensuing kickoff return, Justin Rodriguez would catch the kick, and Elioff, watch this. It will look like he gets stopped, but he says, I may be a Red Devil, but not today, Satan. He breaks through and runs it back for a touchdown. Even the coach on the sideline was going crazy. This would make the score 8-6. Rankin would eventually take the lead, though, on this next play as TJ Templeton finds a wide open Ben Rios for a touchdown, but it wouldn't be enough as Sterling City would win this one with a hundo piece to 88.
Man, one of the first hundo pieces of the year. But now let's look at some scoreboards around West Texas. Not too many to look at, but enough nonetheless. Canyon beating Fort Stockton 59-7, and then Idalou defeating Alpine 49-0.
Next up, Borden County actually got a huge dub here, 71-16 over Spring Lake Earth. And Elioff, we already know what's next, man. We got always showing our high school team some love, right?
That's right, that's right. Now it's time for them to show us some love in our top play poll.
Oh, that's facts, Elioff. We're about to show you 3 of our favorite plays from this week. Then we're going to post these plays to Twitter, and that's when y'all come in. Go to our Twitter page. It's named down below. Don't lunge this time, all right? Don't lunge.
Come on,
all right. And y'all gonna be able to vote on that Twitter page for our big time play.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. We got a good trio today. Our first top play comes from what you just saw, Rankin, and y'all might know what's about to happen, but I mean, just think. Just when you think he was done. I mean, this is so awesome. He just shakes off the dust. Get off me.
Give me that.
And leaves them in the dust too.
Give me that.
Wow. Nice. Nice, TD.
Gotta get in the weight room, man. Gotta get in the weight room. Next up, Balmorray. Lane Carrasco does a little pitch to Tomas Contreras. He does a little juke move and straddles down the sideline. Look at that quickster, man. Just skedaddling his way down the road. I gotta love it.
That's right. Last but not least, Crane launching, and what an adjustment by the receiver to catch this touchdown. Big time for Crane.
Now, y'all got a tough decision to make, all right?
Yeah.
Luckily, I ain't got to choose nothing. I'm just here to watch. Remember to vote for our big time play. Just head to News West 9 Sports on Twitter, and we'll reveal the winner on Tuesday.
That's right. And if you weren't able to catch our coverage of your team tonight, you can get everything you need on newswest9.com or all our social platforms. So for Corey Mose, I'm Elioff. Goodbye. We love y'all, and have a great weekend.